Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to Trey Pastor's Saturday Horror Reviews. I believe this is episode 27. Yep, 27. Okay, and the movie that I'll be reviewing is a movie that I heard a lot about and been wanting to see it actually for a while. And I finally was able to track it down actually the other week. And what I'm talking about is The Last Exorcism. Okay, this is the first one. I believe there's a part 2 to this because I remember seeing the trailer for it and it did come out. But this is the original, okay, which came out in 2010. Anyway, it's about a evangelist minister, okay, played by Patrick Fabian. He plays Carton Marcus. He's been a preacher. His father was a preacher. And he's been a preacher since he's been a child preacher. And, so he's grown up and he's very successful. And, he has a wife and a kid, young son. His father was a preacher. And he's having this crew follow him and they're doing a documentary on him. And he basically explains to the crew that, to the camera, how doing the exorcism is phony. And then what happens, which kind of changes his whole approach to things, is that his son was born with a, born handicapped, and it was kind of touch and go that his son would live. And ever since that happened, he decided, to change his ways and then be honest. He's going to do this one last exorcism, he said, and then he's, he involved has the crew, follow him to do this one last exorcism, and then he's going to, release the film where he basically exposes, the phoniness of his whole act. And, like I said, the birth of the son and the touch and go nature of his son's medical condition made him, try to, completely change his whole approach, and he makes this film and be honest, and, and just expose everything, especially about exorcism not really working and stuff. And he gets a letter from his father about his young daughter, who's supposed to be possessed, and he lives also with his son, teenage son. Excuse me, and he's gonna expose everything. They show him setting everything up, and he goes through his usual phony rituals and stuff, and the son of this man is actually very hostile to the father, to the preacher at first, until he actually kind of sees the preacher kind of pull out, something phony during supposedly a testing, testing, where he's testing the young daughter who's supposed to be possessed, and so then of course the son knows that he's kind of he is a phony, so he kind of then becomes less hostile because he knows that the preacher is kind of, basically is a scam artist, so he's kind of less resentful, okay? And now he actually goes through the fake ritual. He sets up everything and with the phony voices and everything, and they even show you him setting up the room with the phony voices, and they have wires to make things shake. And he actually supposedly goes through the exorcism. Okay, supposedly cures the daughter, and gets paid by the father, and then leaves with the crew until, while he's at the hotel, something weird happens. The daughter shows up in his room, where she starts acting very weird and very possessed. Okay, and he actually, has to, go back and take her back to the farm, and then this is where it gets actually very real. Okay, the daughter is really possessed. Okay, and this is basically the story from that point on, where he's basically trying to he has to perform a real exorcism because the father, he's gonna kill the daughter because he always believed she was possessed, and he thought that she was cured from his phony exorcism, but now that she's really, now that the preacher sees that she's really possessed, the father's gonna kill her, and so he basically has to perform another exorcism, but this time for real. And again, this is filmed with the like I guess the next style of handheld video. You have to the cameraman has is filming everything. So I guess that's the not stolen camera footage, but kind of a documentary footage style throughout the whole movie. Except for brief moments where they tell them to put the camera down, and then you see the camera go down, or they tell him to put the camera down, but he doesn't really do it. Kind of sneakily films. And like I said, it starts off slow, but then this movie really kind of builds up, and it's really quite good, I thought. And again, the actor who plays the preacher, Cotton Marcus, Patrick Fabian, he's really good. And the actress who plays the possessed young woman, Ashley Bell, who plays Nell Switzer, she's quite good, as well as the son, who's quite creepy. He plays Caleb, played by, ironically, Caleb Landry Jones, and then you have the Louis Herthorn, he plays the father, Louis Switzer, and then you have Iris Barr, who plays Iris Reasoner. She's I guess the producer, who's with the preacher down there filming it with the cameraman. And like I said, this movie, it starts off slow, but then it gets really interesting when they when the preacher finds out that this girl is really possessed, because something happens where he thinks that he solved the mystery of her possession, but then, like I said, it becomes very real. Okay, and I really enjoy it. Like I said, the second half, but like I said, it starts off slow, and then it builds up, and then it gets really interesting in that last part of this movie. And I'm going to give this movie, The Last Exorcism, a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, like I said, it really got real during that second part of this movie. It got really real. Okay, I'm going to give again a 7 out of 10 for The Last Exorcism. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought this was a very good movie. Okay, and let me see. I'm also going to upload this video to the Horoscope 101 channel as well. Okay, and anyway, let me know what you think of The Last Exorcism. What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. And if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.